I have a question. I would like to know how to be more available to grace. If it is possible.
Be less available to that which you know is not grace. What do you mean by you being available? You are a system in time and space. You are a being of body, time, energy, right? That's what you are. You make yourself bodily available to certain things, certain places, certain people, certain situations. You make your time available to certain people, certain places. No? Don't you devote your person and your time to this and that? So you are making yourself available to this place, that person, that work. And when you make yourself available to this and that, you also see the consequences. You see the results of making yourself available to this and that, don't you? You made yourself available to that. Did it feel like grace? Really? And if it didn't feel like grace, why are you making yourself again and again available to that? Make yourself unavailable. You may not know what grace looks and sounds and smells like, but you very well know what rubbish looks like, don't you? At least make yourself unavailable to rubbish. When you become unavailable to nonsense, then you find that grace is already there, and it is because of grace that you have become unavailable to nonsense. What is grace? Nothing special. It is just the light that shows up disgrace as disgrace. When is grace shining upon you? When you are not tempted by disgrace. Just move away from all that which disgraces life. That alone is grace.
Is it not that, when you find your true state of being, which apart from the kind of conditioned self, that things become much more simple? You don't really need to give too much attention to the right way to do things or the wrong way. It just flows more naturally.
Yes, it happens then, but it doesn't happen only then. The smooth flow of actions happens when you have utter clarity, but unfortunately it also happens when you have utterly zero clarity. There is confusion only when there is limited clarity. When clarity is totally absent, even then there is total certainty. The saint doesn't have to think too much to decide on things. Even this camera has to not think much to decide on things. You will never find any machine confused. When the mind is operating in a totally conditioned way, then there is very little confusion. So just the absence of confusion is no guarantee of clarity. You will meet many people who are living extremely ignorant lives, but still appear sure, cocksure of themselves. In contrast, the self-observant ones, the humble ones, would appear a little introspective, a little dicey, a bit unsure. So when you have that inner flow carrying you along, and you feel, wow, the flow is fantastic, I just need to go with it. I don't need to obstruct it. Then just pause and question. Yes, a flow it is, but what is the source, nature, quality of this flow? Is it the sublime flow of truth and clarity? Or is it the primordial flow of conditioning? Both these flows are quite strong, and dangerously, both these flows give you a lot of bliss. There is bliss not merely in truth. There is great bliss in deep ignorance as well. Deep ignorance. That is why in many spiritual places, you find meditative practices coexisting with the use of hallucinating drugs, because both are blissful. So even bliss is no clear criteria. There is a deep joy in samadhi, but there is bliss in sushupti as well. Become deeply unconscious and all problems and troubles disappear, don't they? So the mind says, if I cannot become super conscious, it is far easier to become unconscious. Anyway, the result is the same. The troubles will disappear. Be alert. What is the nature of the flow? What is the quality of the bliss? Ask that.
What is the difference between these two blissful states?
One is a state, the other is not. Sushupti is a state of consciousness. It will change. And when it will change, the bliss will disappear and you will weep. Samadhi is timelessness. It does not change with time. So you are home. One comes to deceive you. The other comes to relieve you.